Right, because later on this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. For those who have missed it, they can actually join or go to the YouTube channel to watch all over and see it. That's why it's on record. At the same time, another beautiful factor why it's on record is so that if you have any questions or you missed anything earlier, you could easily just go back to it and get refreshed. So we're going to take a look at so many things today, and I hope after today's class, it will give us a little bit of an eye opener to what is going on or what is really going on. Most of the questions that a lot of us have, we'll find answers here. So there's a pattern I'm going to go with this. We're not going to start off with questions and answers immediately. I'm going to take us through what is obtainable, what is happening, some certain things about the Pi network. Then by the time we're done with that, we can now go into the question and answers. So I will ask us to just pay attention, bear with me. This will really, really be interesting. It actually might take care of some of your questions before we get to the point where you have to ask questions. Some of the major issues that we are running into, or a lot of people are asking, some of the major issues is, okay, I have my Pi locked up somewhere, I can't access it. Some people are saying I've changed phones. Some people are saying migration is not happening with me. Some people are asking questions, how do I unlock this? Some people are saying, no, I've received my second migration, but I can't see it and all that. So that's why I said sometimes a lot of us might have the same questions, but we're asking those questions from different angles. I'm going to just take us through what is happening with the Pi network. A lot has been happening, and I know a lot of you have been hearing about the upgrades and so many questions. Trust me, so many questions are coming up with that. People don't understand what the upgrade is all about. How does it benefit pioneers? What are we supposed to do? Some people also understand upgrade because they say, okay, we're upgrading to version 23, version 24. When we get to version 24, does it mean that the mining gets faster? Does it mean that the migration happens faster? Or does it mean that the price of the Pi coin rises to $100? So what does it mean? How does that, what is the truth? Mr. Sonny, if you can, please still remind people in the group to join us because I intend to go as deep as I can today.
Yeah, I'm actually doing that. In fact, I'm calling up some people one by one. I'm just buzzing them one by one to call their attention. So I'm on it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Because without the group you even created, a lot of us won't be together. A lot of us won't even learn from each other. All right. So I must appreciate you for that. Putting us all together means that you actually had a vision for so many of us. That's why we're all here. So going forward, knowing that the Pi network is taking a shift, if I may put it that way. So the question is, this particular shift that the Pi network is taking, how does it positively or negatively affect all of us as pioneers? Are we supposed to gain from it, or are we supposed to sit down and just watch? Is the price of the Pi network going to rise, or is it going to keep dipping down? Is it going to fluctuate, or how long will it take it to hit $10, $20? This is what a lot of us want to hear. And today in this tutorial, I'm going to give you statistics, not hype. I am not here to hype you up. I'm not here to tell you you are becoming billionaires in the next 3 days. It's not my style. You can ask Mr. Sonny. I'll tell you the gospel truth. So the reason why you actually need to hear the gospel truth is so that you understand, number one, you understand the journey. If you understand the journey, you'll be able to dictate to yourself, is this something I would love to continue embarking on, or should I pull out now? And I also want you to understand that sometimes the journey itself is the destination. And if you look at it very well, you find out that that destination is where you spend a lot of time. That process of moving from point A to B is where you spend a lot of time. That means that process of moving from A to B becomes your destination, if you understand what I mean. So the end goal is not really where the point B is, where we're heading. The end goal is the journey from A to B. We're going to lose a lot of people in the journey, and more will come on board, and a lot have grounded themselves as the gospel truth I've promised to give today. Those that have grounded themselves are those that I would comfortably say will be millionaires. So the simple thing is, if you want to be there on that same train, ground yourself. Stop following hypes. Stop listening to different hypes. There's a lot of stories out there on socials. So if you understand that your technical movement from A to B is not because you're moving from point A to B, but because you need to understand the concept, the reason why there's a journey in between. How do you ground yourself in that journey? That's why we're here today. Now, one of the first topic we're going to look at is the big question, the big theme, which is how is Pi moving? Where is it going to? We don't understand Pi. What is Pi doing? Because the price keeps flying up, down, up. We don't understand it. Today we hear it's going at a destination. We hear it's going up. The next moment when you check, the price has come down. What is really happening? So the first thing is this. We need to understand that Pi has changed from just being people tapping on the mining button. Mr. Sonny would tell you guys 3 years ago, I was talking to him one night and I told him, I said, there will be a time when Pi will be so difficult to mine. To mine a second Pi might take a month or 2 months. I told him this 3 years ago. And guess what? We're here today. It's happening. That same 3 years ago, I told him that people are neglecting what they call the security circle on Pi network. There will be a time when security circle will start playing a role for people to actually collect their Pi. And I explained it to him. We spoke at length about it. We are gradually getting there. After the upgrade version to 24, security circle will come to play. What do I mean by security circle? When you created your account or when somebody invited you to start mining Pi, you joined and you're asked to make sure that you get your security circle up to 5 people. The minimum is 3 people, but it is best practice to have it to 5. Even if you have 10 of them, 15 people, 20 people, the system recognizes 5. If you have 20 people on your security circle, what the system simply does is when the time comes for security circle to run as an operation, it's going to randomly, if you understand what I mean, randomly pick 5 people out of your 10 or 20 people you have in your security circle. So which means the number it needs is 5. But if you have 5 people, it will just pick the entire 5. And then it will base its trust on 3. Please understand what I'm saying. You can take notes so that when questions start flying in, you can ask these questions. And I hope you're listening. Do not say you don't know anything about security circle, or right now, as of today, it does not connect or concerns you. It does. Security circle is as important as you mining the Pi network. If you notice the last conference that was done, that Nicholas was on stage talking, he mentioned it, but in phrases. Identification of people. Network protocol for Pi network stemmed from a protocol called Stellar Consensus. Stellar Consensus is based on trust graph, which means for 2 ledgers to agree that the network is saying, pay this person, those 2 ledgers on the blockchain must agree because they trust themselves. And what is trust? Security circle. So let me break it down more. If party A, I'm going to use us here as an example. Mr. Godwin is here. On his phone, he has Mr. Denny, Mr. Tayo, Mr. Felix, Mr. Sonny, Mrs. Lola on his downline, for instance. And then Mr. Godwin loses his phone. He decides to pick up another phone and start mining again. The time will come when he installs that Pi app on his phone and decides to set it up again. After putting the app password, gains entrance into the app. The blockchain is going to ask him to identify that he's a human being. Remember, he has done KYC. So at this time, step 1 of KYC is done. So because you are reinstalling the app again, the system will no longer be interested in doing a second KYC for you. Hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying. The system will not do a second KYC for you because you've done the KYC already. So what the system will simply do is saying, Mr. Godwin, for us to allow you allow the new app you have downloaded onto your mobile phone to connect back to the blockchain, we need to know we can trust you. And how does that happen? The system will not say anything to you. The system will go straight because you identified yourself by logging in with the old password of your app. So the system already identifies the account you are trying to connect to. So the system, when I keep saying system, I mean the blockchain. I mean the mechanism that runs the blockchain. I will explain blockchain in this class as well. Very, very basic way so that you guys can understand it. I try to break things down in basic format so that anyone and everyone who listens to me can say something outside tomorrow. So when you listen, the system, instead of disturbing Mr. Godwin, the system goes straight to that particular account that Mr. Godwin is trying to connect to because he's trying to revive that account on his new phone. So the system goes there and goes straight to the security circle. He looks at the security circle. Mr. Godwin has everybody I've mentioned on this platform in there. What does the system do? The system sends messages to all of us, sends to Mr. Sonny, Mrs. Lola, sends to Noah, sends to Felix, Tayo, everybody, and says, do you know Mr. Godwin? Security circle. Your circle should be your key. So when people start identifying Mr. Godwin, remember I said 5 and 3. I gave you 5 and 3 numbers. It needs 5 people, but it needs 3 out of 5 to identify you. Do you understand? So immediately 3 people, 3 minimum, identifies Mr. Godwin to say, yes, he owns this account. Yes, he owns this account. They're not going to ask those people, oh, does Mr. Godwin? Oh, no. They will just say, do you know this person? They'll just give you a questionnaire, like maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 questions to answer. And once you answer those questions, and it tallies to the fact that, yes, it points Mr. Godwin towards that account he's trying to have access to, the blockchain opens the door for him. That's your second KYC. It's a simple thing. So what does security circle mean? Security circle means that you should please add people that you know and they know you. It has to be 2 ways. You cannot add somebody because you know the person, but does the person know you? Can the person comfortably say, oh yeah, I can identify this person, I can vouch for him, I can say, yes, this is him? Can the person do that for you? If the answer is no, then sorry. So you have to find someone that you know, someone that you can say, okay, this person can identify me in reverse. So before I move, I would respectfully say, does anybody have any question you want to ask based on how far we've gone? Remember I said we're still going to push. We're still going to go further. But do you have any questions to what we have been saying so far?
I don't have any questions so far.
So far, no questions.
Please, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Based on what we have.
Yes.
I have a question.
When
Yes,
you
please.
are talking about if someone loses his or her phone and is
Yes.
logging, hope you are listening to me, please.
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. If someone loses his or her phone and is trying to log in through another phone, that we need a security circle to be able to identify him or her so that he can log in successfully. Please, what about if you don't have any problem losing your phone? Will you still need a security circle for
Okay.
one thing or the other?
Yes. Security circle is part of the app. If you look at your mining app, you see security circle there.
Yes.
All right. It's there for a reason. So I'm telling you now because some of us are just concentrating on clicking without understanding why other features are there. Do you understand? So the feature, I just explained why security circle is there. It's not there to just make you invite people. No. It's there so that you could understand that it will play a role later on. It might not even be only for identifying that you own the account. It could be that in the nearest future, it will also be added as a second layer of security when you are doing a transfer.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So because the protocol at which Pi Network stands on is security, trust, those two. is built on a trust graph. So because it's built on a trust graph, everything about it has to do with, can I identify you? There's somewhere I'm going to. That's why I started with all this, what's it called? All this security thing, trying to educate us on how to understand the security graph.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to just be because you lost your phone. You need it now. And you know what happens? When you update your security circle up to 5 people, your mining reward increases. Your mining reward increases. So there's the and if you hit 5 people, even if you add additional 29, it doesn't increase past that how it has increased. So that tells you that what is needed maximum is 5. You can add 28, you can add 30 people, your own problem. But when it comes to the point when it is being used, the system will just pick 5. Not the first 5, a random 5. But if you have just only 5 there, it will pick only those 5. And then it just needs 3 to confirm you. All right.
Thank you.
So for that, okay. Sorry, Mr. Noah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Okay. Yes, please go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Based on that security circle, now you said you need 5 persons, and then when it is time for, maybe you want to get an you got a new phone and they want to confirm if you're actually the owner of the account, the system will randomly pick 3 persons. So my question is this: the 3 persons, is the system going to pick the ones that are consistent miners? Why I'm saying that is because I think in my security circle I have like 1 person or 2 that are not consistent miners, and then some of them, if I ask them what's the problem, they're like, I keep forgetting, or something like, something happened. So I think I have one that is in, I think the app is off her phone, so she doesn't have a phone again. I think whatever she got the phone, she didn't have the app again, something like that. So I'm like, are they going to ask? Are they going to ask people who are consistent miners that are in your security circle, or they'll just pick anybody? And then the process of calling, is it like a call, or is it going to be like a message? So what if the person they call is not, maybe is out of the mining system? What happens?
Okay, that's a very, very beautiful question. Okay. Number 1 is let me correct the notion. I didn't say the system would pick 3. I said the system would pick 5, random 5. If you have 30 people, the system will pick random 5. If you have only 5 in your security circle, the system will still pick the same 5. But they need 3 out of the 5 to identify you, which means if the entire 5 identifies you, is a plus. But 3 wins the league. You understand what I'm saying? If just 3 can identify you, the system is okay. The other part, when you said, because you asked like 2-3 questions in one, where you said if it's going to measure up with your downlines who are inconsistent or all that. Now, this is how the system will pick. If you give the system 5 people, for instance, it's going to pick the 5. But then it's going to check those 5 people, how consistent are they? This thing called consistency in Pi Network is a different ball game. Consistency does not mean I mined on Monday, I forgot Tuesday and Wednesday, then I did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then I forgot Monday, I did Wednesday. Then after 3 months, I started again. That's not consistency. That's not consistency at all. Okay? Consistency means that in a month of 30 days, I'm giving an example now. In a month of 30 days, you have missed mining 2 days. If you look at if you go to your profile, or when you invite somebody newly, it's written there that consecutive 3 days makes you a pioneer. It's written there. The instructions was there from the beginning. Consecutive, which means a day following a day following a day. Don't miss a day in between. So if you mine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you are consistent. Thursday, you miss it. When you start Friday, the counter starts from 1. It doesn't continue on 4. So it starts from 1 again. So you mine Friday, Saturday, you miss Sunday. When you start on Monday, it counts from 1 again, because you have the consistency key is 3. There's a reason why these numbers are significant. Please listen to the numbers. I've told you, you need 5, but they need 3 to confirm you. Now, for you to be a pioneer, you must mine consecutively 3 days. There's a reason. So as we go deeper in this class, you start understanding why those numbers mean something. You start understanding why those rhythm is there. Do you understand? You just understand it. All right. So right now we're on number 1, which is the shift mining hype to utility. So I'm going to explain that shift, that Pi is shifting from hype to utility. Then the next thing we're going to talk about is the open network and ecosystem growth. How does this affect us? What does it mean? We're going to look at the Pi Day 2026 upgrades. What has it done for us? Then KYC migration, pioneer action steps. Then we'll look at developer and business opportunities. This is where I want you guys to pay attention to, because this is where we are driving to. I did some videos the other time. I said, Pi is shifting grounds. Are you shifting with it? A lot of people don't understand. They say, no. I need my Pi. I've mined Pi. They've not given to Oga. Calm down. Calm down. Try understand the journey. Stop looking at the destination alone. They said the light is at the end of the tunnel. What if you can't even pass the tunnel? How do you get to the light? So understand what the tunnel is about, because you have to survive within the tunnel before you get to the light at the end. All right. So we're going to look at the price reality, risk, scams, and then we'll have your Q&A. I said price reality. In price, Pi is commanding two types of price, but people don't understand. Because Pi is saying that I'm going to be something people can use to do exchange for goods and services. Then on the second hand, there's a marketplace where Pi is being traded. So Pi is going to command what I call price and what I call value. So we're going to talk about that as we proceed. All right. So now the first thing is this. We'll talk about Pi moving from mining to utility. The first one was where we did our daily mining. You keep tapping, you earn, you wait. You tap, you earn, you wait. All right. Over time, you keep accumulating those coins. Now, this is a thing. Why everybody is even angry, why everybody is asking, can I have my Pi? Can I have my Pi? It's as simple as this. You see some people, I've had people complain to me saying, oh, I have about 40 people on my downline and I just have XYZ amount of Pi. Somebody else will say, I only have, 6 people under my line, but I have more Pi than the other guy. I don't know if you guys have witnessed it. It's a very simple thing as well. Let's take time out to listen, ask questions, and learn 1 or 2 things from this. Because if you haven't gained anything, this is your chance to understand why. And if you must gain something, this is your chance to understand how. And if you must gain something, this is your chance to understand when. Those are the questions you should be asking. And before I continue, I would like to strongly beg you guys, everybody or anybody who is on that train that says $314,519 is what Pi is going to be one day, please jump out of that train. It is not realistic. What if I tell you guys that 4 years ago, I was one that made a video and said Pi is going to hit $314. I was the one that started the whole hype. But in that video, I gave detailed explanations how I arrived at 314. Then I tracked back in the same video, I tracked back to explain that Pi is going to hit 0.314. Pi is going to hit 3.14, 13.4, and then 314. I gave those prices. And I gave reasons why Pi is going to hit those prices that same way I put them. And guess what? When Pi launched 22nd of February 2025 last year, Pi actually hit the price of 0.314. Pi hit the price 3.14. Then it started dropping down. So 2 of my predictions have happened. But immediately after I did that prediction of $314 for 1 Pi, less than 3-4 months after I released my video on YouTube, some Chinese people started promoting 314,515. And I'm asking the question, how, why, when? give us your logic. My logic was very simple. Okay, so we're going to go into that later. My logic was very simple. Now, Pi has moved, or Pi is moving from mining to utility. What do you understand by utility? Utility means real apps. We're going to look at the usage of the blockchain, because a blockchain is zero if it doesn't actually do anything. I'll give you examples. All these cryptocurrencies, you hear the names, tokens and cryptocurrencies and all that. Most of them do stuff. They don't just create them and keep them there. XRP, for instance, is one of the, it has this speed when it comes to ledger transactions. The accountants in the house, you understand what I mean? So before I go in there, let me explain what the blockchain does. The blockchain is just a book, like a ledger and accounting book that keeps records of transactions. So a blockchain, when a blockchain is built, I'll be giving you illustrations. I want to break it down as basic as I can so I can understand it. When a blockchain is built, a blockchain is like just a book that keeps records. But in a blockchain, you have different blocks. You have different blocks. So all those blocks come together to verify a particular transaction. So when Mr. A sends money to Mr. B, the blockchain identifies that transaction, sends the records to the nodes. You have about nodes, N-O-D-E-S. It sends the message to all the nodes to see if this person is a verifiable person on the network. These nodes go ahead, confirm that the person is verifiable, confirm that the recipient is also verifiable, and then they match the two of them together and transaction happens. Once the transaction happens, the blockchain keeps that record that there was a time, so date, that this particular wallet sent money to this particular wallet. So the record is kept. Whatever I've explained now happens in few seconds, all right? In few seconds. So the whole transaction happens and then the record is kept. The reason why Bitcoin can't be in this level is because Bitcoin takes like 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes to complete this transaction I just said. The whole of this diagram I just mentioned now, it takes Bitcoin like 10, 15, 20 minutes to do it. But the Pi network, it takes Pi network under a minute to complete this whole transaction. Verifying, writing it, and all that. XRP, one of the cryptocurrencies as well, it takes XRP same amount of time or even faster than Pi network to do the same transaction. Pi network is doing the same thing now. As I said, hold on, understand where Pi is going to. Immediately, XRP and the rest started building on Solana. Solana's price started going up. So they are utility for Solana. Guess what? Solana built their blockchain out of Ethereum. Do you understand the layers? So layer 1, layer 2. You keep hearing that when you listen to the gurus talk about crypto. You say layer 1, layer 2, blockchain, layer 3. This is what they mean. So I'm trying to break it down as basic as possible. Hence my name, or basic knowledge. So I'm trying to break it down, please. So don't mind me if I'm trying to stammer another. I'm trying to look for the most basic way to relate this. So that explains the layers you guys hear, or when you read some Twitter comments or some socials, you say, oh, this is a layer 1 network. This is a layer 2. It's layer, they're all layered on each other. All right? Everybody's functioning out of somebody. So Pi is trying to say, okay, for this ecosystem to really work, ecosystem, what does ecosystem mean? It means everything we need to do, we need to do it within ourselves. That's what is ecosystem. Let me give you a perfect example. All right, iPhone does not connect with what's it called, Android phones. Whatever you're doing with iPhone, it has to be inside the iPhone. You want to listen to music? Oh, iMusic. You want to take picture? Oh, iPicture. Everything is I. It's within their ecosystem. They don't do anything outside iPhone, iOS. They don't do anything outside. If you buy the MacBook, without even you saying anything, the MacBook will synchronize and connect directly to your iPhone without you pressing any button. That's an ecosystem. But if you bring an Android close to an iPhone or a MacBook, you have to start looking for softwares, wires, and calling people and looking for technicians to see if you can connect them. Because there's a gate. What a lot of people do is that they build an ecosystem around themselves. So Pi Network is an ecosystem. They're not the only one. Solana is an ecosystem. Well, we have to look at the activities of the ecosystem. We're not going to talk about the hype. In this class, no hype. So I want us to have the mindset that we're going to be shifting from passively waiting to creatively participating. Hope that makes sense. So if you're in the train of every 24 hours, I must get up to point, oh, I've missed it, let me press again. That's the only thing you are doing. Then you're mining for pennies. Like I said, this is the truth. If you can't stand it. If you notice, when you came into this meeting, I didn't lock the doors. There was nobody to approve you. I opened it so that once you click on the link, it just brings you here. So if you're not up for the truth, same way you entered, you can, same way leave. So I'll give you a little bit of my background so you understand why I'm talking with so much vigor. I started mining. Pi started in existence and all that, I think 2019, before the COVID. I started mining 2019. When I was mining up to 6 to 7 Pi per hour. When the Pi network wanted to create the wallet, we didn't have wallet before. They sent a message to all of us asking us, do we need a wallet? We said yes. We voted for wallet. That's why sometimes when people are talking and debating on the socials and all that, a lot of the OGs don't talk. If you notice, so many people who are old miners don't even participate in the whole jingles that's happening online, because we knew that these guys, there was a time they were talking to us directly. We voted for a wallet. If we didn't vote for a wallet, it would have just been a system where you mine, then you can now start looking for how to transfer it to like any other wallet, external wallet. I will explain what wallet is. All this is now the whole thing is somehow. So they asked us, do you need wallet? We said yes. So when we agreed for a wallet, the next debate came. Do we need a custodial wallet or a non-custodial wallet? And we said, oh, okay, that makes sense. They gave us, I think, 2 weeks for the voting. And we voted non-custodial wallet. And that is what we're using today. So what's the difference between custodial and non-custodial wallet? Please pay attention. A custodial wallet is managed, handled by the exchange, the network. A non-custodial wallet is owned, managed, handled by the owner, which is you and I. That's the difference. So if you're using the custodial wallet on Bybit, it's not your wallet. What you own is the content, not the wallet. So if anything happens to the wallet, they are responsible for it. That is why when you lose your password for the wallet on Bybit, you can still recover password, and they send you a seed phrase for you to relog in and change the password, because they control it. Custodial. A non-custodial wallet, which is the ones we're holding right now. A non-custodial wallet means that I want to be in charge of my wallet. No, help me hold on. I want to have everything to do with that wallet. So when you are creating the wallet, what happens? They just allow you to create it and give you a 24 seed phrase. And they tell you there, hold this seed phrase, so is your key. So when you lose that seed phrase, which is your passphrase, seed phrase, passphrase, same thing. Please note it down. If you see seed phrase, passphrase, they are the same thing, different surname, same person. So when you have your seed phrase or your passphrase lost, the network cannot, I will repeat again, the network cannot recover a seed phrase or a passphrase for you, because you are operating a non-custodial wallet. I said this lecture, we're going to dig deep into almost all the questions you may have. We now understand what the difference is when it comes to custodial and non-custodial wallets. All right. So next time when you lose your wallet, don't start crying or jumping or saying, no. It's your fault. You are the custodian. So the only thing to do when you lose your passphrase, I'll say it here again. Don't go jumping around on YouTube or anywhere looking for videos that will tell you what to do. I will tell you here. There's no other video that will tell you what to do. If you lose your passphrase, there are several ways, but I'm talking about those that just lost their passphrase. If you have lost your passphrase and you did not write it down, you know you cannot find it. There is no other place you can see it. Just go and create a new one. Some people have questions on this area. I'm coming on. Go and create a new wallet. Now, when you create a new wallet, please have it in mind that 2 or 3 things will happen. It's not automatic that when you create it, you have entered. No, sir. The blockchain, remember I said, is a ledger that keeps records. The blockchain has a record of the previous wallet attached to your account. So when you create a new wallet, it is not an automatic entrance that says, okay, I've created a new wallet, I'm in. No, you are not. What you have just told the network is, I have 2 wallets, which means I'm a fraud. Listen carefully, please. What you have told the network is, I have 2 wallets, which makes me fraud. So the network is now saying, okay, how come this account has 2 wallets? The network will start looking for verifications from you. Has it passed KYC? What has it done? Is it consistent? How long ago? Those kind of questions. It takes seconds. So what you now have to do is you connect the new wallet to the blockchain. So when you connect to the blockchain, the new wallet, you're telling the blockchain, please, this is the one I am confirming to you that I want to use. So once you do that confirmation, it gives you, it will give you a little page for you to click that you agree, you sign that this is the new one. Once you do that, the system, which is the blockchain, deletes the old wallet and then configures the new one to attach to your account. Then you are in. But there's a very big but to this life. Whatever you're doing, there's always somewhere where one bot go enter. Do you understand? There's a bot. The bot there is this. Any coin you have in the old wallet, once you connect the new wallet, say bye-bye to that coin. You can't find it. You can't recover it. There's nothing to do about it. That new coin, that old coin is gone. Where does it go? It goes back for other people to mine it. That's why the life cycle of the cryptocurrency is longer. Second but, if at the point when you have not connected the new wallet and your migration happens, your coin will be migrated to the old wallet, believe it or not the new one. So by the time it's migrated to the new one, and to the old one, and you not connect the new one, it's bye-bye to the old one and the coins inside. So which means you have to do the connection before the migration. You have to do the connection before the migration. As if you're having such issues. If you're not having such issues, calm down, relax, take a chill pill. It does not concern you. Now, what I've just explained is different from when people say, I have a problem that I suspect that my wallet has been compromised. It's 2 different issues. So that's a different one. We're going to tackle it later. That's a different one. This one is just one other one that we've just discussed. So it's a different one. Okay? Compromised wallet is not the same thing as I've lost my passphrase. Not the same thing, no. They might both share the same solution or similar solution, but it doesn't make them the same thing. Okay, today where we stand is an open network. That's what we understand. An open network. But really, we're not on a full open network. I will explain it to you. The Pi network has to open the network for other cryptocurrencies to interact with it, which means other blockchains can send data, send information, call for, query. All this is programming. Send messages, they can interact at the background. That's the open network. That's the open ecosystem. They can interact with each other. But people were complaining, and there was a lot of things, a lot of gates, a lot of hurdles that the Pi network people have been telling us. If we don't pass this, we cannot go to open mainnet. If we don't have 100 apps, we cannot hit open mainnet. People started getting frustrated. People started trying to leave the network. So what did they do? They just opened one window and called it Open Network, which is February 22nd of February 2025. They opened the window. When I say why I use window is they said, okay, you know what, let's have USDT connect with it. Other cryptos can't connect yet, so it's not fully open. The reason why they have not fully opened it is because they have not fully decentralized it. Please understand. It's not like they're doing wayo or they're trying to deceive you. No. The community makes a network. So if they did not oblige us by just opening up a window, a lot of people would have left the ecosystem. A lot of people would have cancelled, deleted, whatever, disengaged from the network. What makes a network is the people, the community. How many are you? It's taking another step. Rather than saying, okay, we have 60 million people, they're saying to you, we have 27 million verified people. I have 70 million people. That's your business. Me, I have 18 million verified people. So there's a whole lot of gameplay being done there. So Pi Network is not still, up to now, fully decentralized. Because the reason why Pi Network is not fully decentralized is not because they're trying to cheat you. It's because the system at which they built Pi Network at the time was of low version. So they needed to upgrade. Why did they need to upgrade? These upgrades we're seeing now. Why did they need to upgrade? We're fine where we are. That's what some people will say. But the upgrade was very necessary so that they can hands up fully. It becomes fully decentralized. When a blockchain, I'll break it down in basic terms, please. I'm not defining it. I'm not using any of the big English or words. I'm trying to break it down as simple as possible so that we can understand it. When you create a blockchain, when you are done programming and doing everything and the blockchain understands how to work, this will make you guys understand that AI has been in existence before now. People are thinking AI came into existence like 2, 3, 4, 3 years ago. No. So listen carefully. When your blockchain is ready, when you are finished, when the inventors, the creators, the writers, whoever, when they are ready to release the blockchain, they hands off. How do they hands off? Once you lock that blockchain and log out your details, do you know what the blockchain does? The blockchain takes over, deletes every appearance of you inside. The blockchain runs itself. That's why the builders, the creators, the owners of any blockchain does not hands off until they are done. Because once you release the blockchain, my brother, my sisters, you can't log back in. That's why they said blockchain is the best security in the world. You cannot break it. So they're being careful because if they log out, they can't log back in. And they have not done. They need to finish a lot of things. I'll give an example with Ethereum. Ethereum was done, perfect, everything. They did everything. They logged it out. They did what they released to the world. As people were interacting with Ethereum, using Ethereum, they started complaining that the gas fee is the transaction fee when you make transaction from A to B. That money in between that the network charges, that is too much. So people were experiencing this. I want to send $10 to somebody and my gas fee is $8.6. Why would I pay $18 to send $10? Do you understand? It doesn't make sense. I'm sending somebody $10, I'm paying $8, everything will be $18. Why would I do that? So people started complaining that the gas fee was too much. People that were gaining it were people who probably, I need to send $5,000 to somebody and my gas fee is $25. So people were complaining. Do you know what they did? They needed to tweak the program. They needed to adjust the blockchain, but they couldn't. So what did they do? Go and check now. Ethereum has Ethereum 2. Ethereum version 2 is existing. So what did they do? Obviously, they have a clone of it. That's why they said when blockchain is done, complete and everything, you release the source code. Why do you think they release the source code? They say, yeah, this is the code we use in bidding to. They release it open source. Say, go and check. Why do you think people don't go there and say, this is what they use? Okay, let me defraud them. You can't do anything. They have locked it. The blockchain will not allow you in. No matter how big you are, no matter how you are the best hacker in the world, you can't come in. That's AI. Think about it too. Everything I'm saying now, as we're going towards the end, is going to connect to. So if you have paper and buy, write it down. I've been mentioning some certain things on the way. I'm going to mention them as we keep going. I'm talking about AI now. Slowly. So please pay attention. So I'm not just telling you stories. I'm trying to connect the dots. There's a center point, but I'm dragging everybody to the center point. But I need you to understand what is A and what is B, and why we're moving to the center point. So when we get to the center point, that's where I'm going to discuss everything big. You heard when I introduced this lesson, I talked about business is the center point. So where are we going there? How do we get there? Why are we going there? When do we get there? How do we get there? So you need to know, all right? You need to know. So AI has been in existence since. So Pi is now saying to themselves, okay, you know what? We're going to fully do this, but Pi Network was designed on a Windows server. But the best technology in the world that has the best servers in the world, that has the best security in the world is on Linux. Stellar Consensus is on Linux. So what do? They have to migrate to Linux, Windows to Linux. A lot of things will break. In programming, breaking means, spoil. It does not connect anymore. Page error. It shows bugs. It shows error. It's not connecting. It's not working. That's what it's called break. So we use the word break. When you hear me say break, it means everything don't spoil. A lot will break. It's like you driving a Mercedes Benz and you're going to a Volvo company to fix a Mercedes Benz. A lot will break. They are not the same. So they need to do that before they can say, okay, we're fully open. So what did they do? In order for people not to leave the network, what did they do? They simply open the window. So that's why I said the open network connected Pi more directly to the external crypto world, just by simply opening that window to USDT, and we're okay. Remember I said focus has shifted towards apps, verified users, and practical blockchain utility. You see where I'm going now? You see where my story is carrying us to? We're now shifting because we are getting to that position where Pi has to decentralize. A lot is going on. No, please pay attention. It's focusing more towards apps, verified users. Oh, I have 70 million people in my group. That's your business. I have 2.8 million verified users. People will function, work with me more when they see I have verified users rather than you who have just crowd, unverified. So Pi would rather have verified users than to have unverified users. That's where KYC comes in. That's where security circle comes in. That's where the blockchain now has power. That's where all the apps we're building, everything we're doing within the ecosystem now has power. Ecosystem participation now matters more than the hype you see on socials. The hype before was just to get people on board, to make sure everybody's coming. Okay, yeah, they're giving free. Okay, come on, it doesn't cost you anything. Tap. We have passed that era. The era we're on now is how do we convert tap to cash. I'm not saying you shouldn't tap. Oh, that's what I was. Please don't leave this place and say that Mr. Sony said you shouldn't tap. Basic knowledge said there's no need to tap again. No, that's not what I'm saying. Keep tapping. Or look beyond tapping. That's what I'm saying. Take it that you're trying to get a second source of income. Do you understand? I think one or two, or maybe so many people here know how many Pi I have. Mr. Sonny, can you remember?
Yes, at the last time, I think it was over 50,000 Pi.
Yes, correct.
That was like 2 years ago. Over 50,000.
So I think when I'm speaking a little bit, I have a little bit pedigree where I should do that. You understand? I don't have. I'm not talking like that. I have 15 or 100 Pi or 1,005. I get Pi. So if I hold that Pi and it gets to $10, the imagination is yours. So are you getting me? So we're going to look at the 6 upgrades that is shaping the next chapter of Pi. Pi Launchpad on Testnet. Very, very important. Token Launchpad. What is token launch? You know, I mentioned to you, that's why I said, listen to my story. I'm not telling you stories because everything I say in the past is going to connect in the future. I'm trying to connect the dots and bring us to the middle. I told you guys that I mentioned XRP, I mentioned Solana, and I mentioned Ethereum, layer 1, 2, and all that. And I also said this is built out of this and out of that. Pi is positioning itself where people can create tokens, people can create cryptos on top of Pi. It doesn't mean that you have to call it Pi. Solana did not call their own Solana Ethereum, no. XRP did not call themselves XRP Ethereum, no. Or XRP Solana, no. It doesn't have to be that you must name it Pi. But the thing is that you're building your own coin on top of an already verifiable existing blockchain. Trusted, if I may add. So when it's trusted, people will work with it. So when you build it on top of it, people understand. The next phase now that we've gone into is that the nodes. Remember, I defined what node is in my own pattern. I didn't use the big English. I just defined it in my own pattern. Those small computers here and there. They started the nodes activities. They contacted the OGs. They contacted pioneers. How many of you want to be nodes? We all registered. I was node for like 2 years. And what's a node? There are nodes and there are super nodes. Nodes are the computers that are configured to connect to the blockchain to help the blockchain do all those transactions, verify transactions and all that, and send back the result to. My computer was doing that. I was just a node. So nodes, you can shut down your system anytime you like. That's a node. A super node is a computer that does not shut down 24 hours, 365 days a year. That's a super node. I could have done a super node, but within Nigeria, that's the day they will remember that they have to take the light. Do you understand what I mean? So I did a node because most times I'm on my system working. I can be on my system working for like 17 hours. And where I live, I get light as that much. That's why I just did a node. I did it for like 2 years plus, 3 years. And now they have crazy number of nodes. So nodes and protocol upgrades, stronger network, engine, and infrastructure. That's what we're heading to. We've gotten there already, though. So these versions you see, version 1, 2, 3, that's the whole essence. And then that will help the second migrations, right? The second migrations, because migrating people's coin is not as easy as taking it and getting it there. Before migrations, a lot will be calculated under the hood. These coins that is going, are they eligible to move? Mr. Joe has 10 people under him. Remember when I say Mr. Joe has 10 people, plus Joe is 11, or it's no longer 10. So Mr. Joe has 10 people under him, that's 11. And Mr. Joe brought these people. Obviously, they didn't come in at the same time. Some people came 3 months after Joe started mining. Some people came 2 days after he started mining. Some people joined Mr. Joe 2 years after he started mining. So none of all his downline came in at the same time. You have to consider that. So that's a formula, mathematical formula on its own. Then this next question is asking is, all the downline of Mr. Joe, how many of them are KYC'd? Then number 3, how much did they contribute directly to Mr. Joe? When your mining session ends and you on your mining session, the first person you see that appears that is mining is your upline, the person who brought you to the game. So he's contributing something to you. And you are contributing something to the person as well. That is why you can easily tell that your upline is not mining or your downline is not mining. It's vice versa. Nobody's Lord and Savior. If I stop mining, it affects you. If you stop mining, it affects me. If Mr. Sonny stop mining, it affects all of you in that group. Because in one way or the other, he's contributing to everybody he brought in. And if all of you stop mining, you affect him. Because in one way or the other, everybody's connected. That's how the technology works with Pi Network. So everybody, I told you, trust graph, everybody's connected. So what this second migration is happening, because we're doing the upgrade, the system is not doing the whole migration thing. It's going to check your downline if they have done their KYC. It's going to calculate how much they contributed to you, how long they contributed, when their consistency contributed to you, which means some joined, like I said, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year after. When all these contributions is calculated and all that, the balance, it will not check if the balance you alone tap in, if you are the one that contributed that balance. If you are not, it will remove the one you contributed and not check what gave you the balance. Is it your security circle, which is the bonus? Is it because you're consistent that you got a bonus? All these calculations, the system will do the calculations. The guys that have not done their KYC will be removed from that 10 people who are under you, and then whatever they contributed to you will also be subtracted and kept to one side. Ladies and gentlemen, that calculation, I'm happy to tell you, it's been done by an AI, a human being. Nobody's sitting down. The blockchain is not a supercomputer where somebody's sitting down and pressing buttons. Nobody's sitting down anywhere. It's drawing on its own. So, but in the past, how does KYC work? They were saying, okay, you know what, KYC, because let me tell you guys a story again. When KYC started, when they wanted to do KYC, they brought the idea of KYC. They brought it up. They discussed with pioneers the good old days. They were sending us notifications on our phone. It's not as if we were seeing it on Twitter to go and reply. No, the notifications were coming on our phones. Hello, pioneers. We are thinking about KYC. What do you guys think? We agreed. It's a good idea. From their explanations, from our discussions, from the chats we had, we say, yeah, it's a good idea. Fantastic. Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. And what did they do? They contracted a company. The first set of KYC was done by a company. They were sending our details. The company will send a notification on your app. You just press the app. Their app opens. Pi Network app would transfer you to that company. You do the KYC there and then come back. That was how it was working. Until one day we got a notification and said, Pioneers, I think we can no longer continue with these guys. We're like, what happened? What happened? They said these guys are charging $1 per one person for verification. And here you are, we have crossed 2 million pioneers. So, which means that it's going to cost us $2 million to verify 2 million pioneers. So we said, no. Why would you? No. This is supposed to be free. We're not even paying you guys anything. And this company that wants to verify us or keep our records as KYC is charging $1 for everybody they verify. So Pi Network team said, you know what? Sit down, guys. Let's write our own KYC app. Because I did a video that period and said, if you can build a blockchain, you can build a KYC validator app. I did a video on YouTube. Said, I don't know what is wrong with Pi Network people now, giving another company contract to KYC. If you can build a blockchain with that high authority of technology, building KYC, take pictures, snap, it's nothing now. So they went down on their knees and they started building. So they came up with their own KYC. And then we started. Obviously, they're not champions as well. There'll be teething problems. So we started facing the teething problems. So today, they said, okay, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to do the KYC in batches, 100,000. And not just 100,000 verifications every time, but also regions. We're not going to release it to every region. Then the whole thing is going to crash. That's why we started waiting for invitations. They will send an invitation to do your KYC. That's how it started. So it wasn't as if it was intentional that they didn't want to verify. No, they wanted to verify everybody. So they started sending out the invitations, region per region. Regions were being activated after one region or the other, and that's how we kept going. All right? Now, because we can build that, utilities. Remember I talked about utilities. Utilities, apps, that's the direction Pi is going to. So Pi needs apps. All right? So in Testnet now, they're asking people, build apps that can do payments. Payments being Pi. Let me give you a good example. There's no app that says, I have Naira with me. I have dollars with me. I have USDT with me. But what I want to buy, the guy says he would take 16 Pi. Is there an app that I can say, I put in my card details, transfer my Naira, he picks up the Naira, convert to Pi? I don't think so. But if that app is built, it's added, it's a function, it's part of the ecosystem. Which means the other way around as well. If you're selling something and you say I need Pi, and the person, this is economics now. For those of us who study economics, I did not too. If somebody needs to pay you Pi, the person needs to buy Pi. It's simple now. I have dollars. I'm not collecting dollars. I'm collecting Pi. So the person needs to buy Pi. So the more people need to buy Pi to pay for something in Pi, the more the demand for Pi rises, and the more supply goes down. And what happens? It affects price. What does price do? Price go up. That's the picture here. So one of the biggest challenges we have is the ecosystem utility challenges, which is how to push these public goals to real world use. I just mentioned one real world. Now, just give an example now. One real world use here. All right? One real one. What they did now is they said, okay, you know what? We're doing this thing called Launchpad on Testnet. All right? Why? The reason why anytime you hear Testnet, it means we're just testing the network. Test network. That's what is Testnet to. Test network. So instead of saying, okay, you have an app or an idea, you want to build something, let's take it to mainnet. No, we can't take it to mainnet. You might crash the entire system. Let's test it first. It's still on the blockchain, but the blockchain, the system, the blockchain, the mechanism understands that this thing is still in development series. So instead of using the actual coin from the mainnet, it fabricates a coin for you to test on. And this thing called coin, this crypto and all that, is it actually coin? It's not. It's digital digits. It's just digits. All right? That's why they call it digital currency. It's not digits. It's 0 and 1. 1 and 0. That's all. So you do something for the blockchain rewards you with 0 and 1. That's what it means. So you tapping every day on your phone means that you're actually, let me define this again. You're not mining. That nobody's mining in the real sense of mining. So what that mining means when you tap that button every day is that you are creating an activity that registers on the blockchain and keeps the blockchain active to recognize that there's an action that has been carried out so that the blockchain keeps working. Because the more the blockchain works, the longer the blockchain works, the more perfecto it becomes. If the blockchain is dormant, it becomes lazy. So blockchain is activity. So the more you participate and keep tapping, you're participating. What does the blockchain do? After 24 hours, it rewards you a unit. So that unit is broken down to the numbers you see on the screen. Knowledge, that's what I'm giving now. It's broken down. So the Pi Launchpad helps the ecosystem project launch tokens for real utilities. Number 2, it can support product access, rewards, user acquisition, payments, and governance. That's what we're going to. So it's a signal. It signals a stronger developer focus phase. You know, I told you something. We need people who can develop this and that and that. We're getting there. We're getting there. This 27 pages I prepared for this class. We're on page 7. So calm down. Oh. Bear with me, please. I'm going to speed through it, but if it's not making sense, just let me know so I can stop the class. Please, if you're on video, just do us a favor. Close your video so that you don't lock me out. Now, let's look at the second migrations and referral bonuses. We have the unmigrated balance sitting in your account. You remember the unmigrated balance? Some minutes ago or 2-3 minutes, I explained it. All right. Now, it has to turn to eligible balance after you have KYC'd. That's the time you cannot get it into your mainnet wallet that you cannot transfer. But I've explained how you can do what? How you can calculate it to understand what comes to you. So when you see the unmigrated balance, there's one part that says, oh, this is not transferable. It's because the people under you, the calculation is still ongoing. The calculation is still ongoing. They're trying to understand, is it transferable? Can we give this guy this thing? Is it his own? So when you have your transfer, all right, and your KYC and your downline too, they've confirmed their own KYC, then eligible pioneers can migrate additional transferable Pi. Your referral team's KYC directly affects your bonus migration. So encourage your referral members to complete their KYC. It's very important. Encourage them to complete their KYC. I know somebody's going to be asking, how do they complete their KYC? Now, I know it's not automatic, but guess what? When you get the notification to do your KYC is immediately after your mining cycle. I'll repeat the English again. When you get a notification to complete your KYC is immediately after your mining cycle. So when your mining cycle ends and you get a notification to mine again, please do not click that mining button first. As you open the app, wait. How long are you supposed to wait? 5 seconds, 10 seconds, not a minute. Wait in seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. If you don't see any pop-up message, then tap again to mine. It comes in between the ended one and the one you're about to start. It doesn't come when you are mining. Sorry. And when you see that notification, accept it. when you accept it, it's going to tell you to, your passport, your this, don't worry about that. Once you have accepted it, it's going to trigger your Pi browser to activate. Your Pi browser activates and notes that your KYC has been approved for submission. Let me repeat myself. When you get a notification on your mining app, don't ignore it, even if you are not ready. Even if you're on Okada going somewhere, or you're in a bus going somewhere, or you're on top of the river, just accept it. Acceptance means acknowledgement. Acknowledgement sends a message to your Pi browser that the user has accepted to carry on with his KYC. That already tracks a record into the blockchain saying that this user has agreed to do KYC. If you close the entire app, it doesn't mean it goes away. When next you open the app, don't go to your mining app for KYC. Now go to your browser, because the browser now has a record that says you are ready. So when you go to your browser, you go to KYC, you click on KYC. You will see it there waiting for you. Continue. That's what it will just tell you. Continue. Because it's now registered. Now, why does KYC still matters? KYC supports Pi's real human network. Verified. I keep hammering. You have to say, I have verified people. Verification comes from KYC. It reduces fake accounts and bot activities. There was a time people, in those days when we started mining, you will see like 4 or 5 people, they have 5 different accounts mining Pi. They will invite themselves. When we found out that they were going to start deleting accounts, I called my friend in the US. I said, Mike, okay, better start deleting this thing. So he was almost weeping in tears because he wanted to even transfer them to one account, but it's not possible because you need to do different verifications for all of them. So what did he do? He chose the account that had the most and deleted the remaining. There's nothing you can do. So this creates the foundation for trusted ecosystem participation. Hope you have that in mind. All right, so Pi Day upgrade. That's what we're still talking about. We have the KYC validator rewards. Some of you who are the validators, you got your rewards, I think so. I got mine. All right. Validators are now being rewarded on the mainnet. So everybody who helped, validators are who? Those people who helped in verifying, validating the KYC submissions. Pioneers can earn from useful ecosystem work, not just mining. Remember, not just mining, I said it. So it just goes beyond mining. You have to think beyond mining, because mining now, if you look at the whole, it's like peanuts. I didn't say stop mining, no. I said look beyond it. Contribution is becoming more important than passive mining alone. Pay attention. This is how the node works. Node and protocol upgrades. Like I told you, these guys, they are the bedrock. Nodes support the infrastructure of the network. They are the bedrock. Without nodes, no blockchain. No blockchain can stand. Upgrades are likely improving the engine of the blockchains. And the reason why you cannot, let me tell you the reason why you cannot really deceive a blockchain or dupe or anything. See, when you send a record, when a record of transaction is sent to a blockchain, the blockchain sends to all the nodes. So if the nodes are 3,000 nodes, for instance, it sends the record to 3,000 computers, then verifies. So if somebody is hacking the system and trying to change the records, you understand, how many of the 3,000 can you hack into in space of 1 minute or 30 seconds to change all the records? You can't, because once you change a particular record from one node, the other nodes will signify that there's a change in record. And once the blockchain understands that there's one node that has a different record from other nodes, you know what the blockchain does? The blockchain removes that node from that circle and then pushes all the other ones together, verify that they have the same record and move on. So it becomes more difficult. So that gives you rise to stronger infrastructure support. Do you understand? This strong infrastructure gives us the foundation that we need for good apps. And you remember I said, the more the blockchain works, the more it gets stronger. So we need it. I did a video before talking about the RPC server. Some people called me and said, how do we do this? So you started again and all that. I said, calm down. You need to understand what the RPC is. You need to understand what the RPC will allow you to do. The RPC allows apps to communicate with the blockchain. Now, this is simple thing. The blockchain is somewhere there. We don't know what is going in the blockchain. We don't know how it operates. Now, there's an RPC. RPC is like a gateway, like a query master. You know, when you walk into a restaurant, all right, you are there to eat, or you are there essentially to communicate with the kitchen that has the food. But you cannot just walk into a restaurant, sit down, or go to the kitchen direct. You need somebody to communicate between you and the kitchen. That is the waiter. The waiter that comes to you, take your order and go to the kitchen, give them the order. The kitchen says it's ready. The waiter goes back to the kitchen, pick up the order, and bring to you. That waiter is the RPC. Are we together so far? If you guys are,
we're together.
All right. If you understand, you can let's tap something so I can understand you guys. You guys are here. So that waiter in between is the RPC. So if you have an idea of something you can create that can interact with that RPC, that waiter, that can give other pioneers or other non-pioneers information, you can now build it and interface with that RPC. That's where you go. So developers need reliable blockchain access to test and build. Critical foundation for smart contract development. Smart contract is another one. Smart contract is another one. Today, you have meme coins. You have about those meme coins don't exist if there is no smart contract. Smart contract is this. I'm going to create one kind coin like that. See, there's what we call the token. That I was discussing with Brasani here, and we talked about token, and we talked about the coin, the crypto. You hear those terms: crypto, token, coin. They're different too. So now, the smart contract I was telling you now, you can actually build subscriptions on that smart contract, which means if you build something that can allow people pay you every month to interface with the RPC, brother, you're making money. Small idea that says, pioneers need this. This pioneer needs to know if he sends money, where does the money go to? The only thing that can tell you where the money goes to, the only thing that can tell you where the wallet that the money has landed to is the blockchain. And how do you ask the blockchain? Through an RPC. How do I ask the RPC? I will build something that I can make money from. A little interface that can interface, and then people will pay me to use it. They will pay you subscriptions. So thereby you are enabling recurring Pi payments handled by smart contracts, and you're the one making the money. So this is useful for SaaS, communities, streaming, e-commerce, and premium services. Somebody's going to ask me what SaaS means. SaaS. See how I wrote it. Capital S, A, then another capital S. I'll define it. SaaS means, listen carefully, SaaS means software as a service. So you're providing a software as a service. And what is the whole idea of Pi? Pi says it's going to be something you will use to pay for goods and services. Pi did not say Pi will become an app that you'll be tapping every day. He says it's going to become something you'll be using to pay for. The key word is using, to pay for goods and services. And I'm not telling you that they have provided you with an RPC. They are saying that the smart contract is here, the interface, so that you have software as a service. So if all this is going on, with every upgrade they have done, it shows how Pi can support real business models and all that. Now, there was a step further. They said, okay, Pi App Studio and AI created apps. So we are not diving into AI. So when I told people, I said, start learning how to build with AI. Start learning about AI and all that. People are saying, no, it's technical. I use ChatGPT. Don't worry, I'm very good with ChatGPT. I said, okay, no problem. Mr. Sonny knows my strength with AI. And I'm going to show you guys something today. I'm going to show you guys something I'm trying to build. And as I'm building it, I'm actually looking for investors that want to come on board, and then we can run it together. But I'm going to show you guys something. If I open it, a lot of you who are very familiar with, you will think it is. So they gave us Pi Studio in our apps. That Pi Studio is for you to go in there. But they noticed a lot of people, they didn't know how to use Pi Studio. So what did they do? They updated the Pi Studio. Now, Pi Studio, to be honest, a lot of non-technical people can't you really use Pi Studio, to be honest. So what I'm saying is this: create your app anywhere you want to create it. Create your platform anywhere you want to create it. But you can now bring it to the Pi Network ecosystem and charge Pi for it. Which is fantastic, which is doable. All you need is an idea. Let me give you a simple one. If you don't have an idea, all you need is a brainstorm. Brainstorm with your AI. I had classes here before where I taught people how to use AI and all that. And after that class ended, I had private classes with other people where I built and taught them how to build. I helped them to build. I taught them how to build. I have non-technical. You know when it says somebody is non-technical, he doesn't understand ABC of it, doesn't know where to touch. Today, that person builds websites because he's patient. One is a guy, one is a lady. Patient, sat down, learnt it, punt. As long as you have an idea. If you don't have the idea, as long as you can dream the idea, as long as you can dream, see, an AI can help you create an idea. I'll give you a perfect example. You ask your AI, I wake up every morning, give me 2 ideas of how I'm going to be making 20,000 naira a day. For background information, this is who I am. My name is blah, 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 blah. I am proficient in so area. I do XYZ, XYZ. I live in so state. And this is what I earn for, or this is what I do. Now you have given the AI something to work with, a context saying, give me an idea of how I'm going to improve myself to make 20,000 naira daily, 50,000 naira daily. You didn't have the idea, but you're asking for the idea. So when the AI now gives you suggestions of an idea, depending on how many you want, 2, 3, 5, or 10, it gives you, you read, sit down, look at it and say, oh, this resonates with me. This one resonates with me. These 2 or these 3 I can work with. You come up with those 3, you now have an idea. By looking at those 3, you say, Oga AI, explain these 3 for me. How did you come across this idea? What do you mean by it? Explains the 3. When you, after reading it, trust me, you on your own will formulate your own idea. Your head will start spinning. You start coming up with good ideas. And when you have those ideas, you can build it. So the App Studio was supposed to help creators build faster apps for non-technical people. Just put in your idea, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to write code. When I say non-technical, I mean you need to write codes. Can you speak English? Yes. Can you type? Yes. Do you have internet connection? Yes. Then you're good to go. Let me bust your bubbles. AI now understands more than 176 different languages. So if you can type it in Yoruba, go ahead. He said AI-assisted app creation opens doors for keyword there is non-technical builders, which is almost 80-90% of people in Pioneer ecosystem. Mainnet Pi payments give apps a real transaction layer. The whole thing is payment. Do something that will engage payment from Pi ecosystem. Payment doesn't do anything than just deal with the Pi coin. Payments. So you need something to create something to activate that somebody will pay you Pi, or somebody will exchange Pi with somebody else, and you're in the middle. You collect, you go. So we're moving away from just tap to something else. That's why they went straight to say, you know what, we're going to support businesses, we're going to support startups, we're going to give you money. If you have good quality product, if you have good quality idea, even if you have not built it, let's see it, let's read it, give us a literature, introduce it. If it's okay, we have $100 million, we'll sponsor 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 of them. And that's where we are. So the whole goal is to advance real world utility and production on Pi. That's the whole goal. So when you soften all this, what do? You invite, you attract more builders into the ecosystem. That's what it means. Let's look at the industries that Pi wants to attract. Fintech, embedded payments. We're still going to payment to gaming. In gaming, a lot of us play games on our mobile phones, but the game where you go reach for that game, they'll ask you to pay. There's still payment. E-commerce. What does e-commerce do? Can you provide something that somebody will shop online and pay online? E-commerce. Social networking. These are the industries that Pi intends to do what? Attract. Consumer apps. I'm going to release a brand new idea today. Anybody here sitting here, steal this idea. It's my idea. I have not built it yet, but steal it. If you can't, steal it. Women do a lot of parties. There are weddings in Nigeria. There are parties. There's a lot of things going on. And guess what they do? They do a shebi. Somebody can create an app where women can contribute Pi to buy their shebi. So the app becomes the ecosystem where you use the app to invite those that are interested in their shebi, bring them together in one place. Everybody using the app can see themselves and how much they're contributing and the material they're contributing for. So when your contribution is complete, the system sends you a message that it is complete. Then a delivery guy will deliver it to you. That's an idea. Somebody can build it. I have not built it. I just thought about it now. Write it down. I just thought about it now. If you like it. You didn't need to be a technical person. The idea I just told you now. I'm not technical about it right now. I'm a technical person, yes, but I'm not technical about it right now. I just said it. This same way I explain it to you guys, you can give it to an AI assistant, and he will do magic with it. I'm going to build it. We're looking at enterprise apps. Enterprise apps means apps that companies can use. What's that app that you use every month and you pay people every month? In that app that you use every month, if you look at it very well, if they have 20 features, you are using less than 15. Why don't you build those 15 features or those 10 features you use from that app? Build it for yourself so that you stop paying that company $25 every month and then build narrowed features for yourself. Anytime you open your system or your phone, you're using it free. Because why? You built it. Web3 utilities. That's a bigger story to tell. All right? So because we are at this junction now, we cannot agree that AI is part of what we're doing. AI has always been part of what we're doing. So where we're driving to is that we're bringing AI participation. And when we bring AI participation, what are we saying? We say we're having verified users. So remember in the beginning, I keep saying verified. So I have a product. I'm not selling to 60 million users. I'm selling to 18 million verified users. Big target, big goal. So which means I am not bothered if those people, my app is going to verify them. No. The verification has been done through KYC. And the verification will be done because when they want to make payment, that payment has to go through Pi SDK. And Pi SDK, what does it do? It verifies if that person is authentic by looking at the KYC. If the person has been verified, then the payment goes through. So I know that nobody is cheating me and I'm not cheating anybody. Let's look at what the consensus 2026 talking points were. So on the consensus 2026, the talking points were the blockchain utility, which I discussed with you guys here. The second talking point that they did was KYC and verified humans. Nicholas himself stood on that podium and he was saying, learn AI. Guess what? Ask Brother Sonny here. Last year, I was hammering it. I even opened up a special group on WhatsApp and said, join guys, let's learn AI, because that's where a lot of things are shifting to. But it took another 6-7 months for Nicholas himself to stand on the podium and say, learn AI. We have verified humans. Use it, create business models, and then use that to create real-world use cases. And guess what happens? Human verification in the AI era is fantastic because it's already there. You don't need to waste anything. It's there. You already have 18 million, 20 million verified people. All they're asking you is to bring the market to them. So what are the actions pioneers need to take? Pioneers need to complete their KYC. Pioneers need to finish the mainnet checklist 1 to 9. You know that checklist? As you're completing it, you turn to green. Pioneers need to secure wallet passphrase offline. You know, I spoke to you about the passphrase thing. If you have your passphrase, please go and copy it, write it down somewhere, save it offline. Offline means do not take a screenshot and leave it in your phone. Do not email it to yourself and say it's in my email. Write it down. Print it on a paper if you must. Fold the paper, put it in that purse or box that you don't use. Save it. So if anything happens, you have a printed copy. You have something you can touch, physical. That's what they're saying. Help your referral team complete their KYC. This kind of program we're having today, if you bring your downlines to it, let them come and hear it from me. Let them come and hear it from us. Let them come and listen to us. It will ginger them. They'll be pushed to do what? Complete their KYC. Try as much as possible as well to go through your Pi apps, browse through and say, okay, this person created this Pi, this person created this app. Okay, look at what they did, look at what they're doing. And then for the love of God, avoid scams. Stop clicking on any link you see. Very soon, in the next 1 month, I discussed this thing with Mr. Sonny. I have created, it's done already. I'm just waiting for Google to approve it. Once Google approves it, I'll share with you guys so you guys can go and use it. I've created an app that when you are browsing, once you open your email, once you open your Gmail account, that app will pop up. As long as you installed it on your computer, it will pop up. Do you know what the app is going to help you do? Whenever you open an email, the app is going to automatically help you scan the email to let you know how you should proceed with that email. If it is a phishing email, if it is scam, it will help you scan the links. It will give you detailed reports so that you know how to tread carefully. I built it myself. I didn't write a single code. I was interacting with my machine. I was interacting with my own Jarvis. I was interacting with my own AI assistant. If you see me interact with my assistant, you will know that we are good. If there is time, I can show you people 1 or 2 demonstrations. I was interacting with it, and I built it. So now I've done all the things. Well, I'm putting it on. In this lesson I'm showing you, this slideshow was built by AI. My assistant. This thing you're looking at on the screen. And I know some of you will say, wow, this is fantastic, it's lovely. This whole slide was built by my AI. What did I do? I simply discussed with my AI. I told my AI the topics I want to discuss. When I told my AI the topic I want to discuss, he said, okay, I should educate him more. I said everything I need to say. These are the pain points I want to touch. This is how I want to discuss with my pioneers. This is how I want to discuss today. This is how I want to deliver the lecture. I did almost 3 hours with him. Don't think it's 10 minutes. And what did he do? Immediately, he said, should I generate a poster for you to post on the WhatsApp group? I said, yes. He generated the poster you guys saw. If you ask Mr. Sonny, he will tell you. When I discussed with him, from the time I posted the poster, it was more than 2 hours. But I told myself, look, I will do a poster and send it immediately. Ask him, he's in this room. It took almost 3 hours. Why? Because my AI and me, we were having a meeting. Post-production meeting. We're having a meeting. I have a lecture to deliver. How do we do this? Guess what? My AI checks my emails. And that I'm going to demonstrate to you guys now. I'm going to show you guys how my AI checks my email. And replies my email. And replies my emails. So what you're looking at is being productive. Okay, I'm going to do something so that, let's even try it. All right? Let me see. I'm going to use the one you guys know very well, ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. But it's not the same way you guys use ChatGPT. Now, I'm going to use ChatGPT. The last lessons I gave on ChatGPT, I actually used what I call the free option, all right? This particular ChatGPT I'm using is the paid one, okay? So don't get it confused. So what I'm about to do, you can only do it if you're using paid. But I usually use the free one. Ask Mr. Sonny. Mr. Felix is here. He also knows I use the free one because I don't want people asking me, oh, I tried doing this, it didn't work, but you said it will work. That's why when I'm teaching, I start with the free one Then I move my account to the plus so you can see what plus can do. All right. So now, this is what I'm going to do. Very simple. I'm going to say, hi, chat. Just watch this. Just watch what's going to happen. We're chatting now. You guys are seeing it. I'm not doing anything. Say hi, basic. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, check for any new emails and let me know if we have any email from Agent. Now, I want us to pay attention to what I said to my assistant. I said, check for any new email. So that's one task. Help me check for email. Then I said, and let me know if we have any email from Hagin, which means I said, second task, look for a new email from Hagin. Look at the response. The response is back. Response is back. Say, yes, we have recent emails from Hagin, including 3 unread in your inbox. This is the first one from Hagin. This is the second one from Hagin. And this is the third one. So the newest Hagin email is the Hagin Academy email, blah, blah, blah. So you can actually, okay, let me see. Mr. Sonny, I wanted you to talk. I don't think I have your, do I have your email address?
sonnyagbojo@yahoo.com.
Okay. Can any other person clearly just volunteer their email address? Any email address, please. Because before you people will say that me and Mr. Sonny planned it, can I have a volunteer, somebody to give me their email address? Just your email address. I want to send an email to you.
mercy@dbc@gmail.com.
mercy@dbc@gmail.com. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm trying to say mercy@dbc, right?
Yes.
@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this. All right. I'm going to cut it. I have it in memory now. Now, listen, in this chat that I opened, did I discuss with ChatGPT about this lesson going on? All I discussed was, please help me check my mail, correct? Now I'm going to say, chat, I want you to compose and send a thank you message to, this is the email address. Thanking her for attending the Pi Network class. Be as professional as you can. I want you to compose and send an email to.
You're missing an L at Gmail. You wrote Gmail.
It's even going to correct it.
Okay.
Thanks for pointing that out, though. All right, so okay, so let's correct all this. All this grammar I'm just correcting, but it doesn't really matter. So when I send this off, let's see what it's going to do. So, madam, I hope you receive emails on your phone. Okay.
Yes, I do.
It's saying, okay, it's saying I will send a polished thank you email to Mercy now, keeping it professional and warm. So it's not asking me for permission to my email, because I'm asking it to send, not to check. If I say check alone, doesn't need permission. It says it's done. Madam, check and see if it is done.
Yes, I have it.
You have it?
Yes.
Okay. Don't read out loud. Let me show you something. Now, I'm asking it now. I say, can you show me the exact copy that you sent to her? So, madam, confirm that this is exactly what is sent to you. Say, dear Mercy, thank you for attending the Pi Network class. I sincerely appreciate the time you took to be part of the session. It was a pleasure having you join us, blah, blah, blah. Right? Is that the same email?
Yes.
All right. I did not go to my email box. I didn't need to. I now check everything. I now work from a centralized place. Okay, let's take it a step further. Let me share the screen. Let me just share this guy. I said, what is the current Pi Network price today? I'll check the live market sources. The reason why it's checking live market sources, don't get it wrong. You can ask your own chat this question and it will not give you the same response. The reason why it's going to check live market sources is because I have had several discussions, several ways I said, this is how I want you to respond to me. Each time I ask you, this is what I want you to tell me. So why that is possible, listen to this conversation. It said, CoinGecko says this price is calculated in real time by engaging data across 18 exchanges and 19 markets. So it did not just stand up and give me a random answer from one source. It gave me an answer from 18 different sources. So my brothers and sisters, wake up. It's time for you to say, am I just going to be tapping? Developers and business owners, it's time for you to start building apps. You test your Pi payments, create subscription-based services, build tools and marketplaces for pioneers, apply for ecosystem. Let me show you guys what you see this build tools and marketplaces for pioneers. Let me show you guys what I did. All right, I'll show you guys what I did. Let me share this. How many of you recognize this? How many of you, if I say what is this, what would you say? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? What's the first social media that comes to your mind?
Twitter.
Twitter.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, this is what I did. I built this app. What does this app do? What does this app do? This app, I built it. I said this is going to be for just lawyers. Right? Lawyers will come here. They will post. You can search for a lawyer. You follow a lawyer. They can do their posts. They can tell us, so that if you need to talk to them, chat with them, you chat with them. You can go. You can like what they're doing. You can retweet. You can comment. You can share. You can do whatever. And if you want to follow them, you follow them. Let's say this, you go to their profile. All right, you can come here. You see, I'm following this account, so you can come back here, explore. It shows you the list of, let's say, Fatima. You go there. Then you can also see if you click on follow, it will follow. You can also go and see that they are verified. Verified means that the system, which is me now, and my owners of the app would have done our verifications to make sure that these people are verified lawyers, blah, blah, blah. So why did I do this? Lawyers can come here, post comments, post different things for people to learn from, educate people legally, what is legal and what is not, what is right and what is not. Then if you need consultations, if you need to know, for them to represent you, whatever you can, this is a marketplace for lawyers. It's online currently, it's hosted, but I'm not done because I'm still talking to investors and I need to change one or two things and I'm still building it. But I didn't write the code. It's the idea. Just you have an idea, let's put it to practice. I have an idea, you have an idea, you have an idea. We can come together and say, let's build something. It doesn't have to be me alone. Today in this class, I gave you guys one idea. So Pi utility versus Pi price. In utility, you have the apps, verified users, developer activity, real world payments, long-term confidence. Market price, supply and circulation tokens, demand and liquidity, exchange access, market sentiment. Those are the two different things that control. You know, when I started, I said something: value, price, value, price. I said Pi has two: value, price. And I said I don't talk stories. I'm saying so many things too long, but as I'm driving down towards the end, I'll start connecting the dots. This thing here, I mentioned it in the beginning. So the two of them has to come and average and give us a price that we're going to follow. Are you getting me now? It has to come down, average, and give us a price. So utility does not automatically mean instant price growth. I said it before. So please, all this hype, all this, you go to Facebook, you see they said, oh, it's going to be, please stop hyping yourselves. Come down to reality. How does it scale with us? Because the next sweep, the next wave that is coming, which is the token unlock, migrations and unlocks can increase circulation supply. And that's true. Because once you have a lot of supply in the market, that's why you see that Pi is not releasing too much. Because if you release everything, trust me, 70% of the people who release their token today will sell it in the next 10 minutes. And once everybody flood the market to sell, what does the price do? The price will drop now. Because they're not releasing it too much. Because if demand is weak, price pressure can happen. So this knowledge, like I said here, number 3, treat it as market education and not fear. disappear. Don't worry yourself. Those that will sell. Those that will offload. But there's somewhere we're going to. So those are people that will sell and offload. The light at the end of the tunnel, they just remove the candle. But we know we're heading towards that end of the tunnel, and when we get there, there will be light. Another thing that can boost is what? Exchange listing, right? Exchange listing can boost it. So do not rely on unconfirmed Binance, Coinbase, or exchange rumors. Liquidity matters, but rumors are not strategy. Another thing I must advise us on is security and scam awareness. Never share your wallet passphrase. Beware of fake Pi support pages. You will see, even in Pi browser, you will see pages that are saying that they are Pi support pages. Do not. Before you click anything, go to mine.pi. It's the official web page. Go to the page that says this is the list. It says their support. Go click on support. You see the list of their official pages. If those pages address is not equal to what they say you should click on, run away. There is nowhere that they're doing any airdrop. Pi does not do airdrop. Pi has never done airdrop, and Pi will never do airdrop. Anybody that comes to you and say, "Oh, there's an airdrop going there," that scam, run away. Anywhere you see pay to unlock Pi, run away. Scam. So the announcement you should wait for is a verified one from official sources. So what I need us to do now is you check for KYC status. Make sure that you have completed your mainnet checklist, those 9 things. In that 9 steps, make sure you have confirmed your wallet. That's the part I said. When you create a new wallet, go back to number 3. That's what I was going to say towards the end. This is the end now. Go back to number 3. On that checklist, number 3. Click on number 3. Mr. Sonny, you asked me this question yesterday night when we were talking, and this morning I said, okay, I'm going to answer it here.
All right, thank you, sir.
So when you create a new wallet, go to number 3. Forget that it is green. Don't worry yourself that it's green. Follow from step 3. Click on it. It will ask you to connect your wallet. Before you do that, the new wallet you have created, guess what? Copy the passphrase. Keep it aside. Because connecting it means that they're going to ask you for it. You're not going to log in with fingerprint this time more because you're connecting a new brand wallet. So go to number 3. Start from stage 3. Click on it. It will ask you for the wallet. You say, okay, yes, connect wallet. It will ask you for the passphrase. You put it there. It will take it to Pi browser. Do all the necessary things, the necessary steps. Don't worry. Continue doing it. When you finish, you see an agreement and a statement that comes up and says you should sign. That's step 6. You will sign it. It's not supposed to tell you to wait 14 days for migration. But guess what? If you have migrated already, it just goes to number 9 straight. So you need step 3, step 4, and step 6. But it's automatic as you go down. You understand? It's easy, it's simple. So you get encouraged to explore the Pi browser apps. Look at what they have put there. Click on each one of them to see what is the function, how it's working. What does it do? If you must, follow their official updates. Go to Twitter and all that. So here is the question and answer session. So what do you guys have for me? Do you have any questions, please?
Yeah, I have a question. There's something you said that I knew that I was actually guilty of it. When you talked about the KYC, when you say when something pops up on your phone while you're trying to mine, don't ignore. I actually used to ignore them for a very long time before I will not come and look, especially when it has to do with liveness check. Because I discovered that my KYC, everything is actually green on my checklist. Everything is green. And then my KYC was approved. After a very long time, I now saw that my KYC became, I don't know what happened. They shifted it from completed to tentative review. That has been, yes, I've been there for like 6 months. Now I was actually waiting to hear you say something about that, but I didn't hear you talk about what will actually make somebody's KYC to go into tentative review. And when that thing happened was when I saw one day I just sat down, I saw a liveness check. I was like, why is liveness check coming up when I'm done with my KYC? I ignored. Few days again, it came again. I keep ignoring. So one day I now clicked it and I actually did it. That's when something, okay, let me check my Pi browser. When I went there, I now saw that my KYC
was no longer approved. It was now on tentative review. I was also a validator. Everything under validator. Everything was like I've like as if I've never done it before.
Yeah, as if you have never done it before. Everything just goes back to zero. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Continue.
Phone dream.
And because when you talk about KYC, I didn't hear anything about tentative review. So where does that have a play in under KYC when you're explaining the KYC stuff? How can your KYC become tentative, and what does it mean?
Okay, now this is what it simply means. When you can mute yourself now, ma. When your account goes back to tentative, it means that somehow along the line, not that you're not verified, you've been verified. Just bear with me. It's not saying that you're not verified, because you've been verified already. Everything has been taken care of, but all of a sudden it pulls back to tentative. Remember, we're doing a lot of upgrades, so AI is slowly but surely taking control of the entire system. The blockchain is also trying to run itself. So as it's doing the checks on every pioneer, it comes close to some accounts that is not too sure if it is a yes or a no. So it does what? It returns them as tentative and says, we need to re-verify you. Not saying that you have not passed, but we just need to cross the T's and dot the I's. So guess what? Let's do a liveliness check. Let's see that the validators did not make an error. So they send you a liveliness check. That liveliness check can come 3 to 4 times. You can complete it now. In the next 1 week, you see it again. Do it. You will complete it now. In the next 4 days, you see it again. Please do it. So when they finish that, the next step they might say, you know what? Can you resubmit your driver's license, or can you resubmit the identification? They can ask you for that. They're just trying to revalidate your authenticity. That's all. Like, for example, for the banks, you open an account, they say they need 2 people to validate your account. You bring two shorties. Okay, these people signed up for you. If one person in those 2 people moves out from the bank or travels abroad to now start living permanently, the bank will block your account. And if you ask them why, they'll say you should come and revalidate your account. But they might not tell you the reason. They'll just send you a message. Hello, ma, please come back to our bank to revalidate. It's because the person who shorted you has moved far away from where they can get hold of the person if anything happens. Are you getting me now? So they need you to come and revalidate. That is as simple as that. These are the things we go through, anything that happens with KYC. Any other question, please?
But sorry, just to add to it. Now, if something pops up and asks me to, because I'm always very careful with things that pop up. So that's why I ignore so many messages, because my wallet, I think there was a time I complained long time ago that my Pi that was migrated to my wallet I don't know how they removed it. So I just decided to let it go, because I tried to see how I can get it back, but it's not working. So I had to let that Pi that I've mined go like that. So I'm always very careful with information that pop up whenever I want to mine. Now, how will you then know if, like you just said now, that somebody might ask me to resubmit my driver's license or my ID for verification? How will I know that it's not a scam, that it's actually coming from the court team?
Okay, beautiful question, but very simple as well. Scammers do not have the interface to send you pop-up message on the app. It's just simple like that. It's like asking me, how do I know that the pop-up message I'm seeing on my Zenith Bank account banking app is not from scammers? Do you understand what I mean? They don't have access to that interface. This is where scammers can send you a message on the app, in the browser, not the mining app, the Pi browser, because the Pi browser is a browser, which means it has connection to external internet. Do you understand? So they can create a phishing website that now when you open your browser, that link comes up. That I can agree. But sending you a message within a controlled environment as the mining app, no, they can't. They can't. Every pop-up that comes up during and after your mining, before or after or during mining, is coming from the Pi network.
Okay.
I said as a bot always. When you click to mine and then click to verify your security circle so that it starts
Circle.
mining. Remember that it immediately activates an advert, correct?
Yes.
That advert is not controlled by Pi. So when an advert pops up and say this is airdrop, this is so and so, it's not Pi. You do not click. That's an external entity. So aside from the advert, any other thing inside that app is controlled by the Pi Network core team. As a matter of fact, any advert you see on that app, just close it. Do you know the fastest way to close the app, the advert? Once you click on mine and the advert comes, close the entire app, open the app again. The advert is gone.
Okay.
So that you don't make mistake of clicking that advert. Once you click on start mining, immediately the advert pops up. Don't even waste your time to start looking for the close button for the advert. Just close the app. If it is Android or iPhone, I think you just swipe it away and then the whole app will close. Reopen the app, it will open without an advert. The advert time has played off. Because a lot of scammers go out there to advertise airdrops, this and that. They'll put link for you to click inside the advert. Do not click. Oh, don't say basic knowledge say you should go and click. Do not click. Any other question, please?
No, for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Does anybody have any other question, please?
I don't have a question. I just want to remark that I know a couple of people who are here, perhaps they're not paying attention. I know they have issues, and we actually discussed the issues, and I said when they come here, they should mention these issues so that we can, just like the lady just mentioned now, and you've responded. So please use this opportunity to ask your questions, mention your challenges, so that we can have closure on them, properly. Thank you.
All right, go ahead. If you have any questions, this is the time for us to discuss the questions, please. Just unmute yourself and talk.
Okay, let me ask this question because one of someone actually asked me yesterday, but for the benefit of other people. For those of us who have had migrations, second migration from to our wallets, almost all of us, I have that experience and other people have the experience. We discovered that the amount that was said to have been migrated to our wallets don't tally. Usually there's a shortfall. You are told that 7,000 has been migrated to your wallet, but you open your wallet, you see 6,000 plus. I know about 5 or 6 of us who have similar issues. So what exactly is the reason why we have that shortfall?
That shortfall is not new. It happens in every wallet, every token, every crypto wallet. It's not new. It's nothing too bad. It's not even a bad news. It's just simple transaction cost. All right. The system is sending you money. Somebody has to pay the transaction fee. Unfortunately and unfortunately, it has to be the account they're sending to. The bank cannot pay their own transaction fee to send money to you. They'll take it from you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when they send you, for instance, the system needs to send you 7,000 Pi. And when the Pi is sent, the shortfall is usually very minute. It might be you seeing 6,987.3, something very tiny like that. It's not like they are supposed to send you 7,000 and then they send you 6,005. That's not what we're talking about, correct?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's not the gas.
It's not a huge minus, exactly.
Yes, it's not. I'm saying that it's more. It's not like one Pi or it's okay. Let me give you the example. I'm not able to give. If you give me time, I can open my wallet and give you actual figures. But what I'm saying is, you're expecting like 7,000 Pi, for instance, but what you get is 6,480. So,
okay. I understand that.
Okay, good.
In that case, this is what happened. All right. I want to dismiss the fact that there's something fishy that happened or anything. No. I'm going to look into it and see why that such gap of debit happened, because it's supposed to just be a transactional debit. But if the disparity is almost like 20% of the value of what they're supposed to get, 30%, then there's something wrong other than that. Or maybe there's something we should find out about. So another question, and this will be the last, then we'll close.
Since there is no question, I just want to be reassured that I'm on the safe side. Since my KYC is still tentative, so I don't need to worry, right? I've been bothered for months, but
No, don't
from what
bother,
you have said,
no.
meaning that
Don't bother yourself. Don't bother yourself. Just go and drink Gary and sleep. There's nothing wrong with the account.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
okay.
The only
Thank you
thing is
so
that
much for the
when you
class.
are
I've
asked
learned.
for verification, please go ahead and verify. Do your two authentication, 2FA. Make sure everything is tight. That's
Okay.
all.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the class. I hope you guys learned one or two things, but I thank you guys. So I have to, turn off now. We've done
There's a hand,
close to
there's a
3
hand up,
to 4
please.
hours.
Tony, there's a hand up.
Yeah, okay, so please, I have a question to ask. My passphrase, it was stored on my other phone. Unfortunately, that phone is crashed. Though I can still see all the little icons that has to do with Pi network. But is there a way I can see the passphrase, or do I have to create another one as well?
No. Your passphrase is in your wallet. You can see your passphrase. Go to your wallet, go
Oh,
to settings, click on settings. You see where it says display. Click on display. You see your passphrase. It's in your wallet. You can find it
okay,
in your wallet. Yeah.
thank you so
All
much.
right.
Hello,
Yeah, thank
Thank you.
hello, hello, please, just a moment.
Okay.
It's not a question. I just want to appreciate your time and
Yes.
this comprehensive training you've given to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
And
I appreciate it.
yes. And how can we have access to it again? Is it, are you going to post it where can we have?
Yes, unfortunately, I cannot post it on the WhatsApp group because WhatsApp will not allow this large volume. So I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel, and then the link to the YouTube channel will be sent on the group.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I just want to let everyone know that this presentation was as a result of popular demand. A lot of people in our group had issues, challenges, uncertainties, and so on. And I had to appeal to Mr. Tony, who on many levels is my personal friend and personal instructor and mentor and so on and so forth. You haven't heard up to 1/100th or 1%, as it were, of his skills and knowledge and versatility in crypto and in Pi especially. Tony, I want to appeal to you that periodically we'll be bringing you here to talk to us, because a lot of people are not here now for one reason or the other. And a lot of people may still have challenges in future. Please be patient with us. We'll need you again in future so that you can go further and enlighten us. And especially where AI is concerned, just so that we can broaden our knowledge and get to know more. So on behalf of all of us, Tony, I want to thank you very much for this time you've taken out. I know how busy you are, but we really, really deeply appreciate everything you've done for us and the ones you'll even do in future. Thank you, and thank you very much.
Thank you
Hello,
very much, Mr. Sunny.
hello, Tony. Let me give me 1 second.
Mr. Tony, okay, go ahead.
It's good to hear your voice again. Thanks for the time. Sonny actually alerted me. I went out and I thought I could, but I couldn't be driving and be listening, so I just came in and joined immediately. Thanks for the time as usual. It's good to hear your voice. I appreciate it. But good news that I will see it on YouTube. Thank you for the posting too. Blessings.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the good messages. And, we've done like 4 hours or thereabouts. I think 3 hours, 3 hours plus. So I appreciate everybody. I'm going to have this video up on YouTube, and then we're going to put the link in the group so that everybody can go back and catch up with it. So like Mr. Sonny said, I'll be looking forward to, having this again, and we'll come together to discuss more. And I need everybody to as well think about what we have discussed and go back and see what we can do. So thank you very much, and I appreciate everybody. I'll see you guys later. Bye.